UN rules has rightly outraged people across the world. It is time all of this was brought to an end. The slaughter of people in Gaza must end. There must be an end to all hostilities, an end to the attack on Gaza, an end to the blockades and sanctions, an end to the obscenity of the war which steals Palestinian land and divides families and communities, an end to the refugee camps, and an end to the denial of the Palestinian people of their right for self-determination. Those who don't want peace, who are stuck in the mindset of war, must be rejected. War is not the only option, but breaking the cycle of conflict will mean political leaders, Israeli and Palestinian, taking real risks for peace. And that means, in the first instance, engaging in dialogue. There will be no peace without dialogue. All democratic mandates must be respected. The Israeli government must be prepared to talk directly to Hamas. It's the only way to agree a negotiated peace settlement. It's the only realistic way to end the decades of war and injustice. What is needed is a real and unrelenting international effort to construct a durable peace settlement which provides for two states, but in particular for a Palestinian state that is sustainable and viable. That's the message to today's demonstration from Gerry Adams. Our next speaker represents the coalition of Jewish organisations that have come together to oppose Israel's massacre and to oppose Israel's war on the Palestinians. I'm very pleased to introduce Mike Cushman from Jews for Justice for Palestinians.
I come here today to speak to tens of thousands of you on behalf of tens of thousands of people of Jewish origin in the United Kingdom, through European Jews for a Just Peace, and across the world. We have a very simple message: end the murder now. End the blockade now. End the occupation now. 3 weeks ago, I was in Gaza. I went to Gaza on the Free Gaza boat Dignity as an academic to bring out students who were trapped there by the Israelis, who had scholarships to study abroad, to learn, to develop their skills, to build a new country, to help their families, to help their communities. And we were proud to bring out 11 students who will serve Gaza well. As an educationist, I did many visits while I was in Gaza. I visited the Islamic University of Gaza that has since been bombed. I visited the Gaza Agricultural College that has since been shelled. I have visited the Ministry of Education that has been bombed. These are not terrorist institutions. These are institutions for building a new free society, a free Gaza. This is a story of 3 elections. The American election, where the Israelis did a cowardly invasion to kill 6 Palestinians and spark off the current conflict and give themselves an excuse for invasion. It's a story of the Palestinian election, where people elected a government of their choice. We don't always like the governments we elect. I didn't like the one we elected in '79, but I had to put up with it. And even more, it's the story of the Israeli election. Every bomb is an election leaflet for Livni saying vote for Kadima. Every shell is an election leaflet for Barack saying, vote for Israeli Labour Party. This is an election campaign being conducted in the blood of Palestinian children. It is a criminal shame and we must stop it.
Thank you very much. And today we commend and salute the letter published in The Guardian by our friends from the Jewish community. More than 100 Jewish figures of British society who have written a letter published in The Guardian today condemning the Israeli attacks on Gaza. We salute them. Allow me to read a statement from another long-standing friend of Palestine, the former mayor of London, Ken Livingstone. Every day we see appalling pictures of children slaughtered by Israeli bombs, missiles and other sophisticated weapons. Yet with more than 700 dead, now 800 dead, and thousands more seriously wounded, the international community is allowing Israel to continue its completely disproportionate onslaught, accompanied by an Orwellian litany of lies. The root of this conflict is not crude Hamas rockets. It is the strangulation of Gaza by a pitiless blockade by Israel over a prolonged period of time, reducing the population to abject poverty, and repeated military incursions, killing Palestinians in violation of the ceasefire agreed previously. If anyone doubts this, they simply have to understand that Israel has also killed or injured hundreds of people in the West Bank over the last year, with no Hamas missiles at all, and continues a process of colonization of that area with illegal settlements and military checkpoints slicing the territory to pieces. The British government and European Union have the economic leverage to stop this carnage. They must take decisive action to force Israel to end this slaughter. This should start with the withdrawal of ambassadors from Israel and the suspension of the EU's trade agreement with Israel. And escalate until Israel ends all military operations, withdraws completely from Gaza and lifts its blockade. Hamas has repeatedly stated all rocket attacks would cease in these circumstances. Israel could not continue its onslaught without the inaction of the international community. That must now end. Thank you, Ken Livingstone. Our next speaker is the chair of one of the most active Muslim organizations, human rights organizations working in this country. Please welcome the chair of the Islamic Human Rights Committee, Masoud Shajara.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, friends, comrades, all those lovers of freedom and justice. We are not surprised by the level of killing and murder by the Zionists. What we are surprised is the support that they are getting. We have seen 60 years of attack, murder and genocide by the Zionist state. This is not new. What is new is the international community, leaders from East and West, from Muslims and Arabs and the West, supporting this genocide. How could they? When we see every night on the television innocent children, women and men are being slaughtered in large numbers, how could they support such a thing? How could they not cry all night? Comrades, brothers, sisters, what we need to do is not rely on these leaders. Yes, we ask for all international links to be severed with Israel. Yes, this is our demand. Our ambassador should be called back. But don't hold our breath, because this government is as Zionist as the state of Israel is. What what we need to do, we need to boycott every Israeli goods and every company that supports Israel. No more fruits from Israel in our supermarket. Tell your supermarket manager I cannot stand seeing those fruits. Those fruits have got blood on them. What we need to do, we need to make sure Hosni Mubarak and all Arab and other leaders are actually charged for genocide. Because they're involved in arranging and committing genocide, they're doing collective punishment. There is not enough time to talk, but please make sure that these leaders and these criminals will not be able to walk the streets of Europe. Thank you. Carry on the hard work.